Welcome to Ground Control. For those of you that follow our Facebook page, you're already aware of this, but my Z84 Race Wing now has a new power system. I have been so happy with these BetaFPV 2004 3000 kV motors with this HQ T-mount 5x3 prop. So, I replaced the stock motor with the BetaFPV. I had a 6x3 composite prop, high efficiency sport prop on the stock setup, and it had plenty of power on a 3S. Didn't have unlimited vertical, but it had plenty of power. So now I replaced that. I replaced the stock ESC, which I think was only rated for a 3S Lipo, with a Hobby King Plush 30 amp ESC. I just have a standard, open it up here, I just have a standard 6-channel Lemon RX receiver in it. I'm going to take it out to the field and test it with a 3S and a 4S Lipo. But first I want to put a 3S on it and see how much power it has with this power system on a 3S compared to the stock system. And if it has adequate power on 3S, hopefully as much power as it had with the stock setup on 3S, then this wing will be capable of flying on either a 3S or a 4S Lipo. On a 3S Lipo, I think my thrust numbers came out to, with the weight of the wing, and I'm going to be putting a 3S, a Nano-Tech 3S, 1000 milliamp hour 40C Lipo in it for the 3S test. For the 4S test, I'm going to be putting in a Tattu 4S 1050 95C Lipo. Both those Lipos are very lightweight. The 3S Lipo, I think, comes in at about 90 grams, and the 4S Lipo comes in at around 125. So with those Lipos, with the weight of this wing, on 3S, it should have a 1.82 to 1 thrust to weight ratio. So that is right where you need to be, right on the margin of where you need to be for unlimited vertical on a 3S Lipo. And on a 4S Lipo, it should have around a 2.3 to 1 thrust to weight ratio. So we're going to take this out, test it on 3S, test it on 4S, see how it performs with this new power system, and see if my Z84 wing can once again climb to the top of my pick list, my favorite wing so far. Right now, that title is held by the Eachine Mobula Delta Wing with the amount of power that it has. So we're going to see if the Z84 wing can regain that crown. So I'll see you out the field.
It is pretty windy out here, guys. I have got a 3S Lipo in it right now. I'm going to test it with a 3S Lipo first, just to see how it compares with the stock power system before I put a 4S in it. I don't know if I'll be able to do any speed runs out here today with this wind though, but man, it's pretty breezy. Alright, well, let's see if we can get it in the air. That was 50% throttle on launch. It was a little squirrely with the wind. Wings do not like a lot of wind. It is really turning slowly into that wind, is it not? Look at that. Okay, so let's go vertical with 3S and see. I don't know, guys. That looks to me like this power system has as much get up and go on a 3S as the stock power system did. That you know, climbed a vertical from a slow speed to begin with. Now, I don't know, I don't think it's going to be as efficient on 3S as the stock power system was, but it certainly seems to have just as much power as the stock power system. That was pretty awesome. Oh man. Trying to keep out of the sun and keep away from the road because I have had traffic like crazy out here today. Yeah, it's got no problem even pushing against that wind to do a big loop. Awesome. Pretty good acceleration. What do you think? Watch out for the truck. Oh man, that is slow. Oh, right across the sun. That's great. Yeah, good power on 3S. So it looks to me like with this power system, you're going to be able to fly it on 3S or 4S, either one. And with the stock power system, you know, it's 3S. It's 3S only. So it's nice that I'm going to have the option to fly this with a 3S or a 4S, just like the Eachine Mobula wing. Now, once this flight is over, I want to put a 4S in it and just kind of compare that, the power on a 4S with this wing to the Eachine Mobula. I've got a pretty lightweight 4S to test out in it. But I'm pretty impressed with that so far on 3S. I don't crash it in this wind. Well, what do you guys think so far? That's pretty good on 3S, isn't it, with this power system? I think the wing is actually a bit lighter with this motor. Of course, I think it came with a 30 amp ESC. A pretty big, pretty heavy 30 amp ESC that I think was only rated for 2S to 3S. And then this motor I think is quite a bit lighter than the, I guess I better bring it around and land it, and I don't even know what kind of flight time I'm going to get. But I think this motor is quite a bit lighter than the 2208 2600 kV motor that it came with. Sweet. So it actually has lighter wing loading right now. I've just got a 3S 1000 milliamp hour 40C Lipo in it right now, and I brought a Tattu 4S Tattu 1050 95C Lipo with me. So that was I had it in the air for, let me see here. It looks like just about 5 minutes before I landed it. So let's see how much juice we've got left. Of course, I was only hard on the throttle part of the time, just cruising around part of the time. Let's see how slowly I could fly it in this wind with this, with the weight a little bit lighter. Let me see if I can get this over here. 3.86, 3.87, 3.87. So not bad. So I should be able to get a good 5-6 minute flight out of it if I'm hammering it a lot more than I was during that flight. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get a 4S LiPo in it. and then we'll see what we'll see what kind of vertical climb it has with that. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I have a 4S in it. Alright, let's come out here and get ready to launch. Alright, traffic has gone through. Let's see if we can get it near. I launched that at about 45% throttle, guys. Alright, you ready to go vertical? Holy cow! That is something. I think I have a new favorite wing on my hands. You want to do that again? Ready? Oh my gosh. That is amazing. I think I have a new favorite wing on my hands, guys. That was a vertical from a slow cruising speed. Did you see that accelerate vertically? Oh man, that is so awesome. Now, I was wondering, you know, I brought this lightweight 4S 1050 Lipo with me. It only weighs, I think, 125 grams. So I was kind of wondering what kind of vertical it would have with that, and I will definitely have an unlimited vertical acceleration, as a matter of fact, with one of my 3S 1300 milliamp hour Lipos, so I get more flight time. So holy cow, that is amazing. So I will definitely bring one of those. Holy cow. I will definitely bring one of those with me next time. Is that power or is that power? Man, that is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Oh yeah, that was pushing against the wind, guys. That was pushing against the wind. Stay out of the sun. I think the Z84 wing has just become my favorite wing again. It was displaced by the Ishin Mobula Delta wing, and now my Z84 is back in first place. Isn't that awesome? Ready? Holy cow, that is amazing. Can you believe that? I've just about got the power cut all the way down, just gliding back in against the wind. That is amazing. I am going to like this power system a lot. I told you these BetaFPV motors, these little 2004 3000 kV motors with this 5x3 prop are awesome. Man, that is too cool. Now that's some power, when you can be cruising around like this and then just go vertical and watch it accelerate vertically until it gets really tiny, really fast, doesn't it? That is so cool. All right, one more time. I'm about at the end of my timer. I'm just gliding. Still gliding. Still gliding. Still gliding. Okay, put in some power. It's so awesome. I am so glad that I tested this wing with this motor, because just like on the Eachine Micro Skyhunter, this motor and prop are going to stay right where they are. Okay, so that was my timer. That was 4.5 minutes on this little 4S LiPo, and you guys saw that I was not easy in the throttle. I was going full throttle a lot. Man, I wish I didn't have to come from the direction of the sun. The Z84 is such a well-behaved wing, and it's fairly easy to launch. I just launch it with the wingtip. I do not launch it from underneath because I had to get my hand stitched up doing that. Got caught by the prop. So I only launch it by the wingtip, or you can launch it sideways like this. That's the way I launch my park jets. But it's really easy to launch. On the 3S LiPo, 50% throttle, it takes off just fine. On the 4S LiPo, 45% throttle, it takes off just fine. And as you saw, not only does it have unlimited vertical on the 4S, but it accelerates vertically. On a 3S, I don't think it has unlimited vertical on a 3S, but it pushes the vertical very, very well. I think this power system on a 3S has just as much power as the stock power system did, and on 4S, I would say this has as good a thrust to weight ratio on a 4S as the Eachine Mobula Delta Wing does. So my new favorite again, now that it's got its new power system in it. It's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so let's see how much juice we have left on this little 4S LiPo. And let me see, how long was I in the air? Almost, I had it in the air almost 5 minutes before we touched down. So let's see here. Alright. Normally I would set these for 5 minutes, 5-minute flights, but with this power system, this new power system, on a different plane, you just never know. So let's see. Oh, look at that. I've got almost 3.9 volts per cell on this little 1054S. 3.89, 3.89, 3.88. So, shoot, yeah. The way I was flying, I could probably go 6 minutes, maybe 6.5 minutes, no problem, with that kind of power. Was that awesome, or was that awesome? I mean, that has got some power now on a 4S. So, you know how I'm going to be flying it. I mean, if I want to come out and just cruise around, I might put a 3S in it. But most of the time, I'm going to be bringing this out here, and I'm going to be flying it with a 4S LiPo, right? All right, so thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.